We're here. Spanish Grand Prix time. I'm going to level with you. I've already recorded the whole race once, but my computer decided to crash, which was nice of it. Need to look into that. It's getting more common. It's quite frustrating. But we're back again for the Spanish Grand Prix, and you're actually going to see it this time. Here's hoping we can... Okay, I was going to say here's hoping we can pick up some points. Probably not going to happen. Here's hoping we can not finish bottom again. We're out for our second lap in quali. I have already done one. Made a little error in the fact that there was no game sound. But fortunately, as you can see from the leaderboard, it was an appalling lap, so it's fine. Still trying to get used to the whole wheel. Realised I'm not a massive fan of Spain. Even less so for the fact that my setup wasn't fantastic. And I only realised after the Spanish Grand Prix, and actually after racing the whole... after qualifying. I only realised this out after qualifying, that my wings were too high or low. Basically, I wasn't getting enough downforce, so I put my foot down after coming out of a corner, and the back end would just disappear, which is not ideal. So I changed that for the actual race. As you can see, we're having a decent lap. We're 1/10 up at the moment. I know that we lose a lot of time in the final chicane. It's not a great one, but if I'm able to get a good run on it, then I can gain stupid amounts of time, as you've just seen, because we gained about a second. More than actually. And that does plonk us into 19th position. Quick change of tyres, back out again. Hoping to improve. Obviously we're a little bit down at the moment. Bit of an issue from Raikkonen there. Just stopped in the middle of the track. I'm not 100% sure why. But hasn't had a massive impact on our time at the moment, which is good. So we're still trying to work that back and see if we can squeeze our way into Q2 again, because we did so last time. Coming up to one of the least favourites corners, and there goes the back end, as I was talking about. We flash back, coasted the way the rest of the lap, got ourselves here again for another flying lap. We did the same again. Literally exactly the same. There was no further changes, no further laps we placed, and we sat in 20th, just behind our teammate, who was 1,000th of a second faster than us. Turns out Raikkonen got disqualified for parking in the middle of the track, which is nice. On to the race.
Welcome along then to what promises to be another fascinating Spanish Grand Prix. A race which saw Max Verstappen win on his first ever appearance with the Red Bull team in 2016. This after the dramatic coming together of Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg on the first lap. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Verstappen, Perez, Lando Norris and Leclerc, Ricciardo, Vettel, Sainz and Pierre Gasly, Stroll, Tsunoda, Fernando Alonso and Ocon, Mick Schumacher, Giovinazzi, George Russell and Nikita Mazepin, Armstrong, Stevens, Latifi and Kimi Raikkonen finishes off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
I'll tell you about the setup shortly, but we're having our start of the race here. We have a good launch, see a little gap on the inside, but Mazepin shuts that down. And then we see a little gap over on the right hand side. So we dive ourselves over there and launch it up the inside of turn 1. We do well, gain ourselves quite a few positions and find ourselves sat between Schumacher and Russell. We've gone for the regular setup, mediums into hards, the same as everyone else. I didn't catch exactly what lap it was. I think it was 14 that we were in changeover. Just kind of following the train at the moment. Have a little look up the inside here, see if there's any chance, but realise that that's definitely not a thing. Stay where we are. A little bit shaky on that corner, and slight contact with Russell. And we're coming up to the chicane now. I really despise these corners. I just can't get them right. But we managed to get out and complete our first lap. Oh, never mind. Front wing's gone. Almost. We almost completed the front lap. Rewind. Let's go again. So we get better exit out of the chicane. And now we're heading out. And now we complete our first lap. Top 10 have gone in for their pit stops off their soft tyres.
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
Our pit crew advise us that we can actually go for longer if needs be. So we take that and move our pit stop back 2 laps.
Understood, copy that.
We find ourselves now on the 13th lap. After the stronger drivers and teams have moved forward, we find out that we've gained a slight amount on Schumacher there. Sonoda's out of the session. And here he is on the left. Bad for him, good for us. We gain an extra cheeky position. We do have Vettel on our arse there.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the hards.
Try and kind of defend, but it was a bit of a hopeful defend on Vettel there. Following lap, we've been chasing Vettel down. No chance really to overtake him, but Stroll does come out, and we do manage to nick that position off him. Schumacher's just gone in at the end of that lap there. We're on a good lap here at the moment. I would have shown you its completion, but as I'm sure you'd expect, we binned it at some point in the lap. Pit time. We're going in. We're hoping that our good lap has done enough to get us ahead of Schumacher, who was just crossed the start-finish line.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
He's alongside us. We're just up to speed at the moment. He's going to have to brake earlier, obviously, because he's carrying more speed in. And we do manage to hold him off. That was really important for us there. At the end of that lap, on the start-finish again, he does have the DRS on us. So I tried my ARS to try and fight back, but it wasn't going to be enough to hold him off, unfortunately. Going into the hairpin there, we do have a chance to have a launch at him, and it's a bit of an aggressive move, but we do manage to hold it off. So we're back down at the chicane, bit of a wiggle on the exit, and it does allow Schumacher a chance to catch back on us with DRS and DRS.
Okay, gap ahead is 13.2 seconds.
We've held up the inside line, so we're hoping that will be sufficient for us to be able to defend the position, which it is. Little trip over the curb there, ignore that. We're going to follow this lap through for a little while and just show us trying to hold Schumacher off, but it's a fight that we have for the majority of this race, actually. So now we're at the start-finish again. He has got a little bit better of a run off us this time, and he's managed to easily overtake us. Do have a look at the inside, see if we can launch a defence again, but it's not really realistic, so we just concede position. We're coming out of the chicane again. We've had a good lap, right up Schumacher's took us, should we say. So we're following her in there. We'll take DRS and see what we can do. We have a chance for the launch, and we sent it. We had him on the inside at turn 1 again.
Okay, good work. Great pass.
Following lap, he's had us again with the ERS.
There is a fault to the DRS. You won't be able to open the rear wing. We're working on a fix. Stay out.
So unfortunately, we've conceded position there from Schumacher. With our DRS done, we need to try and really get ahead of him now. So I'm getting a little bit hopeful and see if we can get him up on the inside here. A tad aggressive, but we do get the move completed. Now we've realistically got to hold him off until the mechanics can come back and give us the green light on DRS. So we've had an okay lap there, but unfortunately Schumacher is close enough, and he does get the chance to take that position back from us. Towards the end of the race now, we've got the 2 Mercedes right behind us, so we have to concede position to them.
Blue flag, blue flag.
There goes Bottas, and now we've got Hamilton as well at the following corner.
We're not racing the car behind. Let them past when you can.
We're on the final lap of the race now. Unfortunately, we didn't get the go-ahead from the mechanics about DRS, so we did have it down for the rest of the race, which is why we've kind of lost so much time on Schumacher, as well as kind of just a little bit of poor performance from me as well. But realistically what we're doing is just kind of looking over our shoulder, just making sure that Giovinazzi can't catch us. We have got 4.4 seconds on him in the final lap, so it should be sufficient for us. There's a few poor corners. I mean, I was just trying to make sure I kept it on the track. I wanted the final lap to be uninterrupted.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
You'll notice Armstrong, our teammate, is also there, so he's got 17th, so it's 2 good positions from us. Bit shaky on the final chicane, once more. I despise this track, I've realised. And across the line. Little bit jittery. Does stick quite a bit, but don't worry about it.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
Lance Stroll picking up driver of the day there. Let's go and see the podium.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes. So let's review the updated drivers' standings. More points for Valtteri Bottas, further solidifying his lead at the top of the table. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Well, Lance Stroll would be my pick. He managed to keep a cool head today whilst pushing through the field.
It's time to see how things are shaping up In the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes moved to the top of the table. It was also a strong Grand Prix from Haas F1 this weekend. Fantastic work from the American team to move themselves further up the table. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One.
So our guys here picking up their acclaim team as well. No damage deductions. Thank God for flashback. Quite a few R&D coming through successfully here, which is good. We do have a press interview. I'm not going to do any interviews or anything on here now. Pop it in the comments if you do want me to do so.
Our new parts have completed without issue. They'll be on the car ready for the next race weekend.
Now we're looking at the upgrades that have been completed and the ones that we want to do to kind of take their place and spend up some of those development points we've got. Feel free to pause and have a look at any of these screens, but I didn't want to keep them up for hours for you. Just kind of trying to evenly spread it out between the departments. And now we have Monaco next, which I am utterly dreading. So I hope you come, if not just to see me have a bit of a breakdown. But if you have enjoyed that, give me a like, subscribe, flick the bell, all the usual good stuff that we ask for. And thank you very much for your time.